I kind of think my approach to making art is similar to a pop songwriter. Sometimes the words come first, sometimes the music comes first. Sometimes with mine, it's the object, the thing. I go, oh, this is really cool. I can't wait to play with this thing, you know? And sometimes it's like, you know, I'm really pissed about that girl broke my heart still, and I want to make something that's gonna teach her a lesson. You know, and so, you know, and then I can find the parts that are gonna teach her a lesson. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Cool. Almost 90% of my work that is not steampunk is autobiographical. Almost all of it is. I revisit my relationships a lot. And I think as an artist, it's kind of cathartic to be able to show that. Unless someone says, I want you to do a painting that matches my, you know, my couch, which I'm not opposed to. Yeah, but why are you bothering making art if you're not willing to, you know, to stand there naked and express yourself, you know, as it were, you know, emotionally naked. You don't want to see this. This is not good. There's some big ones, you know, life, death, you know, happiness. Why are we here? You know, there got to be more than pain and suffering, you know. And on the other hand, I am not a Pollyanna. As you learn more, you know less. You know, I'm a big fan of art history. I'm not an art historian, I'm just a fan. The more I get out of it, the more I like, why do I bother doing what I do? And it's all been done before, and you know, and then at that point, it's like, well, that's how this becomes personal. You know, that's my wife wearing my fedora, isn't it? She's a hottie. Anyway, ADD. When I went to France, I did the normal tourist thing, you know, taking pictures of the Eiffel Tower. And I actually did this series, which I liked. I have yet to get anybody to see it. It is the base of the Eiffel Tower. And the base is amazing. It has all this strong, obviously, structure, but it also has imprinted on it what looks to be what I've seen of dinosaur footprints in mud. It looks just like that. Get away, you're a troublemaker. I guess I am. This is what I do. But I did this. I have like maybe 8, 10 pictures of the base, different points of the base of it. You know, and it's just, it's as cool as the top. You know, I teach advanced placement art, and that's one of the issues they deal with all the time is what is original. You know, and the AP people have a definitive definition. It's sort of like when you enter a contest. There's a rules. You have to abide by their rules. So, you know, and it's fine and dandy. I would, as an artist, I would have issue with what they say you have to do or not do. Here it is. You ready? Art is the only thing that man makes that serves no useful function by design. I teach the class. When you go to a museum, a lot of kids think that if it's in a museum, it's art. So the Guggenheim had a show a couple of years back, The Art of Motorcycling. It had all these motorcycles. So they're art. Well, no, they're not. Well, it's in a museum. Why? You know, and you have to deal with that with kids. So I gave them this definition I come up with. And it makes a distinction between art, tools, literature, signs, vehicles, whatever. And it's not a bad definition. It's a good departure. I explained to them that it's a definition. This is a good place for you to, you know, to make a distinction. I don't think there is enough good contemporary Christian art. It tends to be a rehash of Renaissance stuff, or schmaltzy, silly, you know, Hallmark, crapola, you know, the thing of the footsteps on the beach. Oh my God! It's like, yeah, it's just retarded, you know. And there's not serious, important contemporary art. Not enough, you know, not near. I try to do it every now and then, again, because you know, God is an active force in my life. When it comes to art, I think all artists are mimicking and small shadows of God. You know, we're creating stuff. You know, how many times have you heard that word with artists? You know, I created this masterpiece. You know, you don't hear a dishwasher say, I created some clean dishes. It's you know, they have that arrogance that goes with being godly. I went to Southern Baptist school in college, and we used to get the knock on the door by the Baptist Student Union kid who, you know, is God in there with you? Yes, he's giving me a blowjob. You know, that's the only way to get rid of people like that. How are you going to answer an obscene question unless you're obscene back? You know, is God in there with you? Well, if you're a believer, God's in everywhere. You know, And why should you ask such a stupid question? And what you're really asking is, do you believe the same way I believe? And I'm like, no, I don't. Get the hell out of here. That's pretty much, again, off bubble from religion. And when I was asked to be a deacon, and I'm being kind of flip and haphazard, but when I was asked to be a deacon, it was a very important decision that I turned down originally. And then they came back the following year and said, you sure you don't want to do this? And I was like, how many times, you hear that song about, you might want to be quiet, God might be saying something to you. It was like, how many times you're going to get, someone to ask you before you go, yeah, okay, I guess I better. I have an intimate relationship with the Lord, but I don't proselytize. I still give the finger to people cut me off, I may feel bad about it, kind of, afterward, I don't know. But I try to live a good life, and then, and I try to do those things that I think my Lord would like. Who did Christ hang out with? A bunch of fishermen, slimy guys, and a prostitute, So, so you're that kind of guy, It's like, okay, so I've been a deacon for almost 2 years now. All right, so that's God. Next, like, oh, well, it just makes sense to me. Again, off bubble.